Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I'm Jarissa. Today we're going to be working in the most procrastinated project that I've ever had. This is our back porch. It was a complete disaster, but we're gonna be taking off some carpet, removing some glue, doing some chopping, and we're also gonna be painting. So if you're interested on that, just keep on watching. A couple of weeks ago, I did clean the back porch and I reorganized everything, but because the floor is not finished, it just didn't look good. So this is the main concern that I always had, that I wanted the floor to look a little nicer, but I didn't know how to take off the glue. So I just went ahead and decided to work on it, and I figured it out. So the first thing that I started by doing was to remove everything, because I wanted to have the floor for myself so I could start working and trying to get rid of this carpet. This house was built in the 70s, and for some reason somebody woke up one day and was like, honey, we're gonna put carpet on concrete today. So that wasn't a good idea, but I just had to deal with it. So I'm just gonna finish taking everything out, and then I'm gonna do a quick cleaning and we're gonna start removing everything.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah.
As you can see, there were residues of carpet and glue everywhere, and I didn't really know how to do this. I had never done this before, and I know that forward there's gonna be a million ways on how you can do this in a better way, but I'm just a DIYer that weighs 110 pounds, and if I was able to do this, you're gonna be able to do it too. So I just started by brooming everything and getting rid of all the leaves. It rains a lot here in Florida, so this is why there's so many leaves here. But I'm just gonna be cleaning this real quick, and then I'm gonna get to working into removing the glue.
I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kind of toxic.
To remove the carpet, I just used the things that I had. I used a hammer, a screwdriver, and I also didn't have protected goggles, so don't mind my sunglasses.
It's toxic.
So I just started by pushing the carpet underneath, and this surprisingly worked pretty well. This was the nastiest thing that I've ever done in my life, and looking at this, I should have probably worn gloves, but I just forgot about it. I was so concentrated on getting rid of this that I just kept on pushing. So I just put the scraper underneath the carpet and I started to push it, and it was actually lifting off, and I was so glad about it. So I just kept on doing this for like 100 years, and it actually worked.
New age and life can get crazy.
By the time I got the carpet out, there was a lot of dirt and just leaves and everything was underneath. So I just washed this with the hose, and then it was time to start removing the glue. So as you can see, there was a lot of residue of cement. I don't even know what this material is called, but it was pretty hard to get it off, but I got it done. So I just took the scraper and started to beat it down with the hammer, just giving it like little taps very softly. And when I saw that this wasn't really that effective, I just got a little bit frustrated and started to kind of like hammer the glue off, and it actually worked. Like I would hammer it a little bit with the hammer, and then the glue would just pop up. This is what I'm saying, that there's probably a million different ways on how you can do this in a better way, but I did this and it worked for me, so don't come after me. So as you can see, I just kept on hammering softly the glue, and it would just pop off the floor. So this was actually great, because I had been working on trying to get this off for a while, but nothing was working until I started hammering it. So I was really happy about that. Whatever you can see that there's this little black spots, that's just the carpet. It had like some hair residue that was left behind, and after I was done taking it off with the scraper and the hammer, I just would go ahead with the blade and soften it up a little bit. After I was done taking all the glue off, then I just gave the back porch a quick clean, and then we had a professional cleaner come and clean the back porch. It was only $50, and the texture was way better after he was done.
My head done, used to have my nails long, used to wearing makeup every day, used to rush to work and have.
Then I took a quick trip to Home Depot, and it looked like they were giving free tools. I had never seen so many people there, but I just wanted to get some paint and some roller covers, and I wanted to paint these bars in the backyard because they were peeling off and they just didn't look that great. So I just went ahead and cleaned them a little bit and sanded them so I could paint them.
We can do at home.
To paint them, I just used this paint that I got from Amazon. I'm linking everything I'm using in the description box in case you're interested in getting anything that I'm using.
Disconnected.
A small detail like this, like just painting the bars, made it look way nicer. And I also wanted to do this first because I didn't want to drop any paint on the floor after I had been done. And guess what? I did drop a bucket of paint on the floor. So good thing I started by painting from the top to the bottom. After I was done with that, I started working on the floor again, and I just made sure that I broomed everything, and then I took my roller and I started playing Star Wars with it because it wouldn't be me if I wasn't doing something silly like that. And then I took this paint that I found on Amazon. I love this paint. This is so opaque. It covers a lot. So I just put this in a little container and I started to paint all the edges on the back porch. And I started to do it like this because, you know, when you paint the center, it's gonna be wet for a while. So I just wanted to do it first around the edges, and then I started painting the center of the floor. I did make a couple of mistakes, like the paint got a little bit on the wall, but I'm planning on getting a match for this paint to paint this part of the porch. And I don't know if I'm gonna paint the whole house, probably, because I'm crazy like that. So I just painted all around the edge, and I just have to say it was so hot the day that I was doing this. Oh my god, I was sweating out there.
Started as fun, now I randomly know you love rainy days and you still live at home. It's cool to see you're real with.
So after I was done with the edge, then I just put all the paint in the bucket and I started to paint the floor. When I started painting the floor, it just made such a difference. Like, I felt instant gratification. This is when I could feel that there was a difference done, because everything else, it just still looked like a mess. But when I painted the floor and you could see the difference in the color, that made me so happy. It didn't really take me that long to paint the whole floor, maybe like half an hour, and then I let it dry for like 2 hours and I gave it a second coat. For this part of the project, I use a can and a half of paint, and the paint that I got is from Amazon and it's listed in the description box. I also wanted to mention that for this, you're gonna need a roller cover that is for high density or something that is for rough surfaces, because you need something that will absorb a lot of paint so it can cover within the cracks and all of that.
No, we've never met and things like this never.
The first coat covered a lot, but I decided to give it the second coat because in that way I was gonna make sure that it was gonna be 100% perfect and you wouldn't see through or anything like that.
You take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah.
Now is the fun part, and we're gonna be using these stencils. Thank you to Stencils Lab for collaborating with me in this part of the video. They were kind enough to send me these stencils, and I'm gonna be showing you how to use them today. So first you need to position them wherever you are going to paint, and the size that I got was the 18 inches. It's listed in the description box, and there's also a discount code JARISA in case you want to save some money. I decided to go for a large size because I wanted to be done with this quicker. They have even bigger sizes than this, so keep that in mind. I'm going to show you what it looks like with this brush, but it's better if you do it with a roller, and I'm going to use this floor paint that I got from Home Depot. This floor paint is really good. It's very opaque. I decided to go with floor paint because this is a high traction area and it rains a lot here, so I don't want it to get messed up. So when I did it with this one, it was not as opaque as I wanted it, and I did have to fix a couple of little spots, but I'm going to show you now the best way to do it. So you're going to take one of these little roller covers. This one is for semi-smooth surfaces, and the trick on this is to make it wet but almost dry, you just want it to be damp, you know, and then you're going to roll it on top of your stencil. You don't want it to be too wet, because if it's too wet then it's going to leak underneath. So you just want to roll it on top of the stencil. Maybe you need to do it once or twice, and that would be enough. And then after you're done, you're just going to lift your stencil very carefully and you're going to have your design. It took me 2 tries to get it right, I'm going to be honest with you, but the trick is on not making your brush too wet, because if you make it too wet, that's when it leaks underneath. But if you try it and you still make some mistakes, you can use a small brush and fix it like this. I'm gonna be showing you later how you can do it. This company has beautiful stencils. They also have stencils for your walls and more stencils for your floors, so the link is below in case you want to check them out. Before I started working on this project, I decided that I wanted to do something that was not gonna be too expensive. So this is why I decided to do the stencils and the painting. The total cost for the project was $190. I don't know what the measurement of our porch is, but it's pretty big in size. And it took me 2 weeks working every day to get all of these designs done. Now keep in mind, I do have a baby and I have a house to take care of and I have a husband. So if I was able to do it in that amount of time, I'm sure that you're gonna be able to get it done quicker than me. I'm also gonna be showing you how you can fix any kind of mistakes that you make. Like if you don't position the stencil in the right place and you do have some lines that get together, you just need to use a little bit of electrical tape or any tape that you want and then go in between the lines, and this is how you fix it. So I'm just gonna keep on doing the same thing all over the floor, and then once I'm done making the big design, I'm just gonna go back at it with a little brush and I'm going to make the little touch-ups and we're gonna be done.
I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kinda...
Remember what the floor used to look like? A disaster, very, very ugly, and now I'm going to be showing you the after. This is what the floor looks like. I love the way on how all the designs connect. Chris loves it too, and I hope that you guys love it too. Stay tuned for this series of videos because I still have a lot of DIYs to go. This just took so much time to accomplish that I thought I would share a video with you guys in case that you're thinking about doing something like this, but I have many, many more projects to come for this back porch. Thank you so much for watching this video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I hope